Hi everyone. There's been a little bit of confusion on the process for reporting matches, so here's a quick video on how to do that. If you're on a match page, this happens to be one of my Varsity Valorant matches, what you'll notice is before the match time, the status up here in the top right will be purple, and it will show scheduled. When match time happens, which is 5 p.m. Eastern for high school or 4:30 p.m. for middle school, that should automatically change into a checking in status, which is blue. It will not automatically start the match, however. What you'll have to do at the beginning of the match, ideally, so when you're communicating with the coach, getting things set up, one of you should come in here and go to hit enter results. Once you hit that button, you should notice in the top right that there is a start match button that pops up. You can click that blue start match button, and the match will turn into in progress. This will become more important in the future when we start using API access to pull score reports. But you should get in the habit of starting the match at the beginning before your students actually start playing. Once that is happening, you can play the match as normal, and you'll notice that the reporting scores option showed up here in the middle. So for different games, this is going to look slightly different depending on the series length for each of the titles. This is Valorant, which is best of one, so all we have to do is report the score. For instance, if my team won, Valorant is out of 13, so maybe the score of this game was 13 to 10, or whatever it may be. You can check the game win button if you like. It will automatically do that based on your score. Some titles, it might not make sense to put a score in. For instance, for Super Smash Bros., you'll probably just click the game win button instead. So when we do that, you'll notice at the top that it'll show us here that we won this match. It will automatically default to a certain score, but we can just choose the 1310, and it will show us that we won that match. Either team can report. Both teams can report. That is fine. As long as both teams report the same score, this will turn into a verified match. So after you put the score in here, whatever that looks like, you might want to check to see if there are multiple games. Those will show up here in the center above your score reporting for this in particular game. For instance, Rocket League is a best of 5. So there might be 5 games, game 1 through 5 listed here. You'll have to navigate to the different tab and enter the score for each of those games. Once you are happy with how you reported your score, you'll notice there is a verify button up here in the top right. You'll want to click verify and then importantly, click confirm. That will finalize your part of the score report. It will also leave the match in verifying until one of two things happens. Either A, the other coach also reports the score or verifies by hitting the green verify button in the top. Or after 1 hour time from when the first result is comported, this match will auto-verify. There are a few small little details to cover as well. If somebody reports a different score, if there's disagreement, this match will become disputed. You can also mark the match disputed here for a certain reason. If you think something is happening that shouldn't be, you can dispute it as cheating or for a roster issue, for technical issues or behavior. That will flag the match, and IEN officials will be able to take a look at that. You can also forfeit your own team. Importantly to note, it's only your own team that you can forfeit. So on my coach account here, I can come over and click forfeit, but it'll tell me you can only forfeit your own team. Um, so if for some reason my students were unable to play and we could not reschedule that match, again, it is still our desire as an organization that we play as many matches as possible for the benefit of the students. But some matches may need to be forfeit. If you know you have to forfeit, please come in and check the forfeit button on your own team. That will be helpful. If the other team is forfeiting instead and you cannot mark them, what you can do is you can go ahead and mark this dispute. You can use whichever tag you want, really, and we'll just know to come in and look. We'll be able to see the match chat as well. So if you have discussed a forfeit in there, we'll be able to check and make sure that that is forfeit. So important to note, you'll notice that this match became unconfirmed since I was messing around with things. You just want to make sure that you have hit that green confirm button when necessary. And since I have confirmed this match now, I did it on the admin side as well. You'll notice that the match is changed to finish. the score will be reported, and all of those things will be taken care of. If you notice that your match standings have not completed or are auto-populated, you'll want to check and make sure your match is actually marked as finished, which again will happen once both teams verify or 1 hour after the first team has submitted those scores. Hopefully this was helpful. As always, if you need help, feel free to reach out and we're happy to help.